Welcome back to the coverage of the FIDE Nations Cup. In this video I want to check out a very short game between Vishy Anand and Ian Nepomniachtchi. This is in the matchup between India and Russia. Firstly, a quick player introduction. Vishy Anand, Indian number 1, former world champion, rapid world number 17, with a rapid rating 2751. Ian Nepomniachtchi, Russian number 1. He took part in the first half of the candidates. Back in March, he is rapid world number 9 with a rating 2778. He's known for playing the Grunfeld almost all of the time, versus 1d4, as we will see in this game, but also playing the Najdorf most of the time against e4. He's also known for being a very fast player. Vishy Anand has white, Ian Nepomniachtchi has black. The game began d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, d5, the Grunfeld, take, take. If you want to check out a playlist on many Grunfeld games, check out the link in the top right corner and in the description below. Vishy Anand now plays bishop d2. The main line is e4, and after take, take, we have a completely different game. But Vishy Anand, in this game, chooses to defend the knight. What is the point of this move? After bishop g7, e4, knight takes c3, and now bishop takes c3, defending your center with the bishop. Black now strikes with c5. White just goes forward with d5, and after bishop takes c3 check, take, queen d6. Controlling e5, and the queen sits well there. Very interesting to note that Ian's score against this bishop d2 line is very good, as you can see from this table. Many victories and a few draws. Let's see how Vishy Anand punishes him in this game. Vishy now plays queen d2. White has a nice center, and in this position black actually castled. Now another option was actually to strike with f5. We see this strike quite often. Not only c5, but f5. And this move is possible here because the queen on d6 guards the e5 square. So it's okay to strike in the center. White could take, but then it does get black's bishop out. And black's pieces are more active. The bishop sits well there. He can castle, break up the center with e6. So this was one option. However, in the game, black castled straight away. It always feels risky to castle if there's no bishop on g7. White might try h4, h5, trying to go for a quick checkmate, but Anand goes for the center with f4. If he can get c4 in, this just looks very, very impressive. And this is the vital difference. You cannot play f5 now. In the game, e6 was played, trying to break up the center. f5 is not possible because e5. So back to the game, after f4, black chose e6, trying to break it up, and now knight f3. Bishop c4 has been played before. After c4, white has a big center, but black can actually counter it with e5. You go e6, e5, it looks like you've wasted time, but it's okay because the position is very blocked. So it is okay to play a move like e6 and then change your mind with e5 when the nature of the position completely changes. Knight d7 can be next to support the center. If knight f3, knight d7. So I thought that was one very interesting option. Now after knight f3, e takes d5 was played. Knight d7 was also possible, hinting at black playing e5, which would have been a lot better than the game. So if you played c4, just like the other variation, we're going to strike with e5. We have this blocked position. That's why after knight d7, white can actually play take first and then bishop d3, and white's better. He can castle, he can go f5. Now back to it, knight f3 played. E takes d5 and bishop c4. Really cool move, exploiting the pin on the d file. Bishop e6 now played. And Ian later mentioned in this tweet that he's lost after bishop e6. Now another option may be, let's say, knight c6 or knight d7. Let's have a look at knight d7 first, because after bishop d5 you can't play a sensible move like knight f6, because bishop f7 check and you pick up the queen. So you can play a cool move like queen a6, stopping white castling. But white has a nice position here after queen e2. If the queens come off, knight f6, you can go c4 and you're just supporting your amazing bishop on d5. White is better in this endgame. Knight c6 was possible. If you go bishop d5, bishop e6, c4, just like before, but maybe now rook d8. Black can strike with b5, trying to undermine the control in the center. However, back to the game, bishop c4 played, bishop e6, and now Vishy just castles. Black wanted to sort out the tension in the center, so he pushed with d4. Pause the video to find a tactic. What did Vishy Anand now play to get a winning position? I'll give you 5 seconds. White now played f5 and the game is almost over. At first the engine doesn't recognize this as a winning option, but as soon as you play it, you can see the bar on the left, Stockfish on chess24, it just shoots up. Very unfortunate to fall for Vishy Anand's preparation. Now after f5, bishop takes c4 was played in the game. If you go g f5, you can just get the queen in. Queen g5 check, check, and now knight g5. You can't move the bishop because you'll just lose your queen. And if knight c6, now you can switch with queen h6. And you're coming into h7. So if you move the rook, then these squares are just losing their protection. So let's just get rid of this bishop, and then you'll see after this, f7 is no longer guarded and black will just be mated very soon. If you take, then queen h7 check. When the king moves to f8, then queen f7 will be checkmate. After f5, Ian took the bishop. You've got to follow it up with the only winning move, which is e5. You have to move the queen, and then f6. And here, black resigned. You cannot stop queen h6, and it will be mate very soon. If you take the rook, then queen h6, and there's no good move against queen g7 checkmate. After f6, I think the best defense is this, but you go queen h6, rook g8, knight g5, and you are checkmating on h7 instead. And there's no good way to stop it. Here are the standings of the Nations Cup so far. After 6th round, China is in the lead with 11 points, followed by Europe with 9, USA 7, Russia 5, India 2, rest of the world 2. Check out one video here and another video over here. If you enjoyed the show, why not like the video and subscribe to the channel at the same time. Don't forget to hit that bell to get notified each time I release a new video. Thank you so much for watching.